looks like we are just about ready to start this show. A little later than normal. Look like we're about 20 something minutes late. Let's go ahead and get Instagram people in here. Pretty sure KG and the rest of the crew is gonna be coming in here pretty soon. Actually, I'm lying. I am lying. The reason why I'm lying, because I just realized that noise I kept on hearing was because the mics weren't reset after I redid my damn. That's not what I want though. Headphones. There we go. Who the hell is texting me? Motherfuckers always texting me when the podcast about to start. Have you seen this? Oh, that's Groupon. Oh shit! Come on, Anthony Award. I gotta remember that shit. Mellow Award. Alrighty, so as you guys make your way in here, let's plug this phone in. I don't know why the phone ain't been plugged in already. Let's plug that in. And let's get this over here. Let's go live. Look at that. That's in the building. Don't worry, now we're just about ready to start the podcast. We'll be up and soon. I'm just getting all. Let's get Instagram in here so we can get started. And Instagram is here now. YouTube is here. OBS is here. Podbean is here. Let's go ahead and start pushing this to the website. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. And now let's start the motherfucking show. Well, I'm gonna have you run that back. That wasn't loud enough.
As Metro's Mercury grade approaches, I shall create the illest podcaster known to mankind. But Master, what are you going to do? Howard Stern, Stephen A. Smith, Joe Rogan, Dave Chappelle. Why Dave Chappelle? Cause he's a funny motherfucker. Jay-Z. Because he has money. You fucking dickhead. Oh, I'm sorry, Master. I'm very sorry. The heart of India. The strength of a black man. And the pride of a Spaniard. I present to you MyT. It's alive. He's walking, Master. He's walking. MyT Sports.
Afternoon, and welcome back to another edition of the MyT Sports Podcast. I am your host, the one and only Dollar Taylor, aka the Motor Mouth of the South, aka what I got there? The Black Gargamel. That was given to me by Chill Will. I forgot what one of those AKA was. Listen, it's another Fuego day in the hottest city in the world. In case you don't know, we're down here coming all the way to you from South Florida, right? It is June 11th. They said we were gonna have highs of 90, lows of 75, folks. This is season 6, episode 130, excerpt 323 of the MyT Sports Podcast. And we got a lot up for you today. We got BK coming out flat. We got the top 5 under 25. We got the Chick-fil-A story. We even got a bad BJ story, right? We got a door open craze. That's gonna be a segment brought to you by my munchkin, and she's off for summer school, right? We got buck naked, buck nasty, or buck shots. However you want to talk about them. Woo, buck them down. Obviously, we got the B-Day, we got the birthday shout-outs coming up in just a minute. And why what? We got the birthday. We got birthdays coming up. We got that blue. We got the Blue Chew promo code for all you guys, so you can go home because it's Freaky Friday. Oh yeah. Listen, and on Freaky Friday, the day before Freaky Friday, we saw some buck nasty from the freak himself. We gonna talk about that as well. Listen, they call him the Greek Freak, and man, the freaks came out last night. But before we get into any of that, you know what we say. Let's go and start getting into this podcast, regardless of the time.
Take that.
And regardless of the weather.
You play to win the game. Hello?
It's always a good time to talk some sports. Let's stir this motherfucker up on a good Friday. So... talking.
Whoa!
Back at it.
Like a sports fanatic. MyT
Sports. Y'all see the niece? She over here doing the thing. You gonna take the chair? You ready to take your chair over there? Alright, I'm gonna get you pulled up in just a second. Oh. Boop, boop. Got you pulled up. But you know what? Your lighting is off. So, we gonna get right into it. I told you we got a big shit. Yo, we got a big show for you guys today. It's Friday, right? Like I said, I got my munchkin joining me, and that's because, school is out. School is out now, and apparently, we got a couple of stories for the people. She got some stories for the people. Apparently, some things went down that she ain't like. Like, it caught her eye. Like, she remembers some stuff. Like, she didn't get the food her way. There was always a delay. I ain't know what else to say about Chick-fil-A. You know, Honolulu, Brooklyn Zoo. These are light bars from me to you. You know how we do. MyT Sports.
We got some tea.
Alright, so let's go ahead and get directly into the birthday shout-out so we can start the podcast, alright? Oh, yeah. You know how this goes. Yeah, it's your birthday. You said it's your birthday. Check it. Check it. One more time. Yeah, it's your birthday. You said it's your birthday. Check it. Yeah.
Check it.
You guys gotta see this party on YouTube. You missing out, right? Okay, folks, first birthday we have. This was on yesterday, on June 10th. We had a couple of birthdays around the way, right? We had a birthday for Latasha Joseph Richards. Want to say happy birthday to you. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's one of the people that I know when I did my stint in Indiana. Now, I also have another birthday for Black Butterfly. Now, Black Butterfly, I forget her name. I really do. This is her Facebook name. I forget her name, but I remember her from when I worked in Indiana. I definitely remember her from Indiana. She basically sat like right there. She worked in the defense finance and account service building with us. You understand? I saw recently your daughter just graduated medical school. So now I want to say happy birthday to you. I want to say congratulations to your daughter on graduating medical school. And then also yesterday, you know who else had a birthday yesterday? Natalie. But not the Natalie that we know as Sensei. Natalie Tyson, the Jets fan, that be pulling all those broads. Oh yeah, Natalie Tyson had a birthday yesterday. And there you go. I just told you how I know Natalie Tyson. Everybody down here in this little area knows Natalie Tyson. Because Natalie Tyson probably done picked you up a couple of times. I'm just saying. Listen, Natalie Tyson is a Jets fan that gets all of the hood. Like, it is unbelievable. It is freaking unbelievable. Right? So, no, it's not Juneteenth yet. Natalie's birthday is coming up on Juneteenth, right?
Wait,
so,
June 13th?
No, Juneteenth. Juneteenth? You don't know what Juneteenth is?
No.
Hold on. That's my fault, kiddo. I have done you a disservice and an injustice for you not knowing what Juneteenth is. So what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to pop up the big screen over there. Right? And I'm gonna pull up. She thought school was finished. School is still in session. School's back for summer. School's back. Okay, so, it didn't pop up on the big screen yet? Okay, let's get you on the big screen. We're gonna do this again. I'm gonna get you on the big screen so that you can see what we're talking about. And then after you finish reading that, then I'll give you basically the general gist of what it says, of what it's trying to tell you. But this is basically
June 13th.
Bluetooth is turned off. It is what? Okay, whatever. I don't need all that. No, Juneteenth is not June 13th, but you'll see in a second. What does that say? Read it loud for everybody to hear.
Juneteenth. Wait.
Keep going. Oh, my bad.
I can't see.
My bad.
Juneteenth,
Go here. Also, okay, start. Okay, go start here.
Juneteenth from Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia.
Also known as. Also see what? What does that say? Right here.
Emancipation Day.
Okay. So now start reading.
June.
Okay, go ahead. Oh.
Why you keep clicking?
I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm trying to find a place to put the cursor. Okay. Go ahead.
Juneteenth, man.
Skip over that part. Go to start up also.
Also known as Freedom Day, Jubilee Day,
Jubilee.
Jubilee Day, Liberation Day, and Emancipation Day, is a holiday.
Actually, come here. I'm gonna have you sit right here, right? So that you can read it very loud, and so that your mouth will be pointing to the pointing to the mic, so that everybody can hear you. So just start all over for me, and go give the people your knowledge.
Juneteenth from Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia.
Louder.
Juneteenth, also known as Freedom Day, Jubilee Day, and Liberation Day, and Emancipation Day, is a holiday celebrating the emancipation of those who had been enslaved in the United States. Originating in Galveston, Texas, it is now celebrated annually on June 19th.
So when's Natalie's birthday?
June 19th.
There you go. Okay.
Throughout the United States, with increasing official you can read that word.
Recognition.
It is commemorated on the anniversary date of the June 19, 1865 announcement of General Order Number 3 by Union Army General Gordon Granger, proclaiming freedom from slavery in Texas. President Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation had officially outlawed slavery in Texas and other states in rebellion against the Union almost 2.5 years earlier. Enforcement of the proclamation generally relied on the advance of Union troops. Texas, as the most remote of the slave states, had a low presence of Union troops as the American Civil War ended. Thus, enforcement there had been slow and inconsistent before Granger's announcement. Although Juneteenth is generally celebrates the end of slavery in the United States, it was still legal and practiced in 2 Union border states, Delaware and Kentucky, until later that year when ratification of the 13th Amendment to the Constitution abolished chattel slavery nationwide in December.
You can stop there. Thank you, kiddo.
Oh, I thought it was on June 13th, and I was about to say that's my grandma's birthday.
Okay, so Juneteenth. Basically, to break that down to everybody, right? Slavery had technically ended 2 years already before then, right? The Emancipation Proclamation that came out, slavery was technically ended, but the states that were against slavery still were taking their time to give people their freedom. Texas being one of them. So basically, just imagine this. You're in New York, you're in Chicago, right? You're in the up north progressive states. You're walking around as a black person, you're free. But then you go to North Carolina, you go to South Carolina, you go to Georgia, Alabama, and Florida, and in some of those places, they're still slaves there, because they took their time after the Civil War. The Civil War was a war between the United States if they wanted to keep slavery or not. Believe that guess what, that happened, kiddo. Half of the country wanted to keep slaves so bad that they started a war, and the other half had to fight them to go against it. The Confederate flag that you see sometimes, the Confederate flag is the flag that was waved by the individuals that wanted to keep slavery. That's the reason why anytime you see the Confederate flag flown by somebody, it usually means that they're either with slavery or they're a terrorist. It's plain and simple. Based off the actions that we just saw in the United States, when they flew that flag to go ahead and take a seize of the Capitol, they're basically a terrorist group at this point in time. Just to let you know.
Can you put that in the trash can right
I can. I got no trash can back here.
Yes, the thing with the ashes going.
No. This thing?
Yeah.
No, that's only for incense ashes.
And bottle tops.
And bottle tops, and also the leaves for my thing. That's not for trash.
What's this trash?
No, it's not trash. Not trash. No.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of thing. So we continue. So like I said, imagine you're in New York, Chicago, progressive states, and you're free, but then you go visit your family in South Carolina, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, and they're still slaves. Well, this went on for about 2 years, until, as you just saw, General Granger hit up Texas and was like, hey, what are you guys doing down here? Like these people need to be free. You no longer need to be haunted. For 2 whole years after the Emancipation Proclamation, people in Texas were still holding on to their slaves and still fighting for their slaves. And if you talk to a couple of Texas people, even today, it sounds like sometimes they still would like to have those slaves.
You read the messages.
I've been reading the messages. So that's what Juneteenth is. Juneteenth is the celebration of when slavery was technically officially abolished. Is when the general for the right side came out and gave the word to all the states, like, hey, for all of us, because it wasn't just Texas, for any state that was still progressively slow, that was basically their warning notice. Like, hey, let's go ahead and get this freedom thing moving. You guys are moving too slow. But as we saw, for almost 200 years, they kept on trying to fly. They kept on continuously trying to fly the Confederate flag in honor of Southern pride, which really just meant slavery or slavery promotion. Because anytime I saw the Confederate flag, that's all I thought about. Hey, that person promotes slavery. But they mask it in Southern pride, which I don't even understand the hell that means. What?
Can I turn this rock on?
Only if it's plugged in, sure. Then it may not be plugged in. There you go. This may not be plugged in.
Okay.
So now you know what Juneteenth is?
Mm-hmm.
What is Juneteenth?
Juneteenth is when the United States was officially slave-free.
We can go with that until you learn more.
Okay.
Keep that as your foundation, and then you'll be able to expound upon that later on. You know what I mean by that? You'll be able to build and talk about that more and learn more from there. But keep that as your foundation, and then you'll be able to get better.
Where are you plugged this at?
Well, if it's not plugged in, then leave it out. I said, yes, you can if it's plugged in. Which means that if it's not plugged in, we're going to leave it exactly how it is.
Okay.
All right. So, folks, we got a Juneteenth lesson just a week away from June 19th. Actually, about 8 days away from June 19th. Just to let you know, for everybody that's coming for my birthday, I will be having a beach day celebration for my birthday on Saturday.
Wait, your birthday?
On Saturday, July 17th.
It's your birthday?
On Saturday, July 17th, I'll be having a beach day celebration for my birthday. Tell your friends, tell the family, hide the wife, bring the kids. Bring the wife in. But bring the wife and kids. Like we gotta have a little celebration. Also, that day is Monica's son's birthday, right? On July 18th. So we'll be celebrating his day as well. Also on the 20th is also my girlfriend's birthday, Shada. So we'll also be celebrating her birthday that day as well. It's gonna be a trifecta of celebration, and it's also summer. So like, I mean, listen, you better get that summer body right, and get that summer body right means that whatever body that you have on my birthday, you better bring it right to my party. I don't give a fuck what you really look like. Look, say something. Say something. Say something. Say something.
Don't be scared to call in.
Don't be scared to call in. The phone lines are open. The phone lines are open, everybody. You heard the munchkin. Don't be scared. Say that. Don't be. Look at the camera. Don't be scared. Give him the mean mug. Don't be scared.
No.
Come on, get him. Don't be scared. Give him the mug. Oh man. Since we're talking about giving them the mug and not being scared, did you guys catch this Brooklyn game? Like the last night, BK fell, and they fell hard. And you could call it whatever you want to call it. You could call them buck naked, buck nasty, or buck shot. But they fell to them all. Like buck them down, buck them down. What's that?
Is this supposed to be you right here?
No, that's not supposed to be me. This is called an iron mic. And it's given to exceptional human beings in the military for exceptional duties. Basically, I did some iron shit, and they had to recognize it.
What's it made out of?
What's it made out of? It's made out of greatness.
No.
Like feel like
Is
what?
it made out of metal?
Feel my arm. Feel it. Like see what that is? You know what that is?
Skin.
Nah, that's greatness as well.
Yeah.
Also, something I like to do every once in a while. I may go up to like a random woman and tell them to feel my arm. And be like, can you tell what that's made out of? They're like, no. And that's boyfriend material right there.
You're weird. Very weird.
Yo, I may be weird, but Milwaukee brought the fight last night. And talking about buck shots, BK. Like we said the last two games, right? That Kevin Durant had been playing Giannis Antetokounmpo as if he was taking it personally. Well, this third game, the way that it started, like Giannis Antetokounmpo looked like he was taking it personally, and that he would not leave this ring, that arena, without giving the entire city of Milwaukee a victory. Basically, he gave them a W and was like,
Milwaukee, this is for you.
but I don't know how sustainable that is.
One comment just said that. I think that was KJ.
Gotcha. I don't know if that's sustainable. Middleton ended up showing up. Giannis, no. Listen, when you talk about match the energy, like I don't even want to say Giannis matched the energy. Like that whole team was matching their energy. And to be honest with you, they were drunk off of energy. They were drunk off of that crowd. Like you're talking about, like they had that liquid courage in them, injected in them directly from the fans. After this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, your stories.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep this just in case I need to send another message.
So, Chris Middleton, he was being called to the fire. He showed up, and we addressed this possibility on the podcast early this week. After we saw how bad Brooklyn had beaten Milwaukee, like we've been here before, we've seen teams in the playoffs go up 2-0, take care of their home court advantage, and it looks like, oh my God, how is this other team gonna get a victory even when they go back home? And the playoffs is such an intriguing monster, just an intriguing environment, because we see this so many times. 2 games won by the first home team, right, or the team with the home court advantage. Sometimes even a blowout, like we just saw, 49 points from Brooklyn, right?
Don't you have a sound for Brooklyn?
And then I do, and then we get a turnaround, and Milwaukee comes out. Third game, understanding fully. This is do or die. You understand? Like they came to like, do you wanna ride in the backseat of my caddy, talking about the do or die? Like, it was that kind of shit. And he showed them, like, no, we will not go quietly into the night. This isn't duck season. We shoot back buck shots.
Where'd I put that pen in thing? Oh, there it goes.
So they came away with victory. And we're talking about, it was a 29-point game at one point. Oh, was it 29? 23, sorry. 23-point game at one point in time. And even as you're looking at the first quarter, and you're hearing them, like the first quarter's going on. Milwaukee's blowing them out. And Brooklyn's just missing. They're 0 for 7 starting off the game. And I'm thinking, like, they start off 0 for 7. Eventually shots are gonna start falling. When Brooklyn took their timeout and they went to the bench, that's what one of their key members said, hey, let's see what happens when we start hitting shots. We haven't made a shot yet. And as soon as Brooklyn started making shots, it was a consistent 3-point game. At the end of the first, the Bucks were up 29-11. Sorry, 30-11. The second quarter went 31-15 in the favor of the Brooklyn Nets. At halftime, it was a 3-point game. And at this point, we're just like, it's just a matter of time. Thank you, come again. Right? Like, we just knew eventually that Brooklyn would go ahead and overtake the Bucks. But Milwaukee held on. And we were out last night for Johnny's birthday. Right? Well, shout out to Johnny. Happy birthday to you. He turned 39 yesterday.
He's young. Very young.
He is very young. But yet you call me old and I'm also 39. I'm going to throw something at you. Whatever. See, you're a hater. I told you, you're a hater. You're a hater.
40.
You're such a
You're
hater.
40.
Oh, you hater.
You're 40.
Whatever.
You're 40. You're basically 40.
Yo, I'm telling you.
You're turning 40
I told you,
next month.
my
You're
niece is such an
40.
undercover hater.
You're basically 40 years old.
So 1 year older? And I'm telling you, you're such.
Yeah, 1 year older.
I'm just kidding.
Because 39 is only a 3. 40 is a 4.
You know what? I'm going to remember that. I'm telling you. The day you turn 27, I'm going to start calling you abuela. You just wait.
But I didn't call you old when you were 27. I didn't even know you when you were 27.
Exactly. Just remember, like, I overdo things. I understand? I'm a Yankees fan. I've been Team Petty.
Old man.
I'm an undercover hater.
Ew.
I can't wait till you become an old lady. Watch, you're going to have gray hairs when you're 23. Watch.
No, I won't.
Watch.
Because I won't have any drama.
You got to have gray hairs at 23. You will be the drama.
No.
You know what? But I don't talk about drama. There was drama in that Brooklyn and Bucks game because we're sitting there, and it's like it's about halfway through the third quarter, right? Probably like 8 minutes left in the third quarter. We're basically done eating, right? I think we had asked for our checks. Johnny had we had ordered Johnny's little birthday cake, right? You know what I mean? The little birthday concoction that they like to put up. We got him some mashed potatoes and broccoli for his birthday. That cake. Because see what happens is that he got the mashed potatoes and broccoli at the restaurant. When he went home is when he got a chance to really eat the cake. They had birthday cake at home.
Because he didn't want to share it with you guys.
Exactly. He didn't want to share his cake with anybody else. So he went home and he ate his cake alone. What's going on, Skinner? Welcome to the MyT Sports Podcast. The phone lines are open. We talk about sports, life, and oh shit, he did not hesitate. What's going on? Let's see what you got for us, Skinner. Welcome to the podcast. Oh, thought we had Skinner. Let's see what Skinner has to say for us. Yo, listen, you don't be confessing that to her. She don't need to know that's a completely different show. It was a cupcake. It was a personal cake. That's what he's trying to tell you. It was a personal cake that my friend was. Wasn't that? I know. Listen, Natalie, it's Friday. This is what happens here. And KJ, I got the invite officially when I got off of work last night. And after I got off work yesterday. When I got off, I saw, because I honestly thought that they wasn't doing anything till tomorrow. And it wasn't until then. Don't worry. Oh, Skinner, we got you here. Welcome to the podcast. You have a question for us? Skinner?
Yes.
Oh, there he goes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Have you been, I don't know if you get, since you're a sports man, I didn't know if you keep up with baseball that much.
I keep up with baseball enough that they do everything in their power to make me not want to watch their product. Kind of like football sometimes. But what do you have about what baseball topic would you like to bring up at this current time?
Well, Josh Donaldson, and I'm sure you've seen him here a while back, ejected, which was the coolest ass ejection I've ever seen in my life. Hitting a homer and then kicking dirt across home plate and then getting ejected.
That's dope.
Which was awesome.
Okay, so it looked like we're having some connection issues with our caller Skinner. I'm pretty sure he'll try to join us right back up pretty soon. Now, as he talking about some interesting stuff in baseball, as we talk about Freaky Friday, one thing I do know about baseball is that they're having some issues with their sticky stuff. That's all I know, is that they're having issues with sticky stuff on their balls. And the sticky stuff on their balls is causing a problem. So much problems that Major League Baseball has to check all of these guys out for sticky stuff on their balls.
Yeah. They use that. It's no secret that you can tell they use Roz or
what's it called now? What are they using now? Tiger palm, monkey's claw, spider venom, some shit like that.
yeah.
What's going
They're
on,
using
Elgato?
whatever they can get. Yeah. Because I don't know if you've seen that Trevor Bauer, what contract he signed, but the pitcher, he signed a 3-year deal, and it's astronomical. But he only done it for 3 years, and he's wanting to get paid for just at one of the few pitchers I've ever seen do this. Because he won Cy Young last year, and he's wanting to get paid just for his performance. He gets a high-end deal on the first end. He gets like a $37 million signing bonus, and then he gets $40 million, and then like $38 million, and it's just like a 3-year deal. After that, the team can cut him loose, or he can just go wherever he wants to, which I think that's admirable of him. I mean, most pitchers, will sign them big 10-year contracts, and if they tear a rotator cuff, they mess their arm up, they're done, and they can just sit on the bench and draw money, which I can't blame them. I would too, but I think it shows a lot for his character on something like that.
It does. It does show them, but also these contracts, you have to kind of you get what you get paid. Like, listen, contracts in baseball is they're so iffy. But also, you know how contracts are at this point. Like, they're always next man up kind of scenario, right? Is that the next guy the next guy that's in line is basically the next guy to get paid the most, even though he may not be the best. Everybody is just waiting for the next guy to get paid so that they can get paid $1 more. $100,000 more, 1 million. You know what I mean? Like, it's really that simple. It's like, hey, how much did Matt? And I'll flip it over to like football. How much did Matthew Stafford or did that? Oh, very actually. Let's make a real life scenario. Dak Prescott and Carson Wentz. Dak Prescott didn't sign his contract with the Dallas Cowboys just because he wanted $1 more than Carson Wentz. And when they wouldn't give that to him,
oh man,
serious, like, but that's how petty contracts are, though. That's how petty players are. But across football, basketball, baseball, I can't talk about hockey because I don't know how they like to function when it comes to contract time and negotiations.
I don't either.
But for the other three, sometimes all they want is $1 million more, $100,000 more, $100 more,
Yeah.
$1 more, because they want like, hey, that guy got that. I know I'm better than him. Make sure you pay me better than him, even if it's more than $1.
Well, hey, let me ask you something. I want your honest opinion on this because I think Dak Prescott's a hell of a quarterback, and of course we already know how good Mahoney is. Do you think that he deserves the same amount as Mahone?
Do I think that Dak Prescott deserves as amount as Patrick Mahomes? That's easy answer for me. Hell no.
I don't either.
Like, listen, I don't think that I barely believe Dak Prescott earned the contract he has. See, you're new to the show, Skinner. So I'll give you my take on this, right?
Okay.
There's no politics like so. And let me throw out the low hanging fruit that they talked about with Dak Prescott's contract. The race issue. That's low hanging fruit. It wasn't anything with. I don't think there was anything racially involved into why they didn't sign him to a longer to that contract sooner. What I did think though is that it was basically you being scorned by your ex-girlfriend. You just came off of 15, 20 years of paying Tony Romo all of this money for him to do nothing. For the Dallas Cowboys to basically still be a walking meme. For them to be a running joke in the NFL. Every year, them boys do nothing.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I never thought that Dak Prescott. Sorry, I never thought Dak Prescott deserved the money that he has now. When people talked about him getting paid, all right, and they used to say like, well, if this was Tony Romo, then he would have gotten paid already. I'm like, well, yeah, they learned that was Tony Romo, and I still think Tony Romo was better than Dak. But also, when you learn from Tony Romo, let me flip it. If Dak Prescott was Tony Romo or was doing the stuff that Tony Romo was doing at Tony Romo's time, I can see them wanting to pay him then. But if Tony Romo came behind Dak Prescott, I can see them being hesitant to pay Tony Romo. It's all how it happened in President. You just finished paying one guy. The other guy comes in right behind him. You don't deem him better than Tony Romo, but you're going to have to pay him like that. And so you hold out as long as possible until you know for sure. And now it actually backfired in their face because now you gave somebody basically a guaranteed contract and a no trade clause, and he don't deserve either one.
I agree, 100%.
Crazy.
Yeah, and see, don't laugh, but I'm a big Colts fan. Have been since I was 11 years old. I heard, didn't they sign Wentz? I think the Colts signed Wentz. I may be wrong. I think they signed Carson Wentz.
Yeah, the Colts.
Because they had.
Yes, the Colts signed Carson Wentz. They did.
Okay. Now, your opinion, do you think he'll fit into that system good? Because Frank Reich, I think, is a hell of a football coach.
You know what? We're going to see. I don't think that I put it this way. I have more faith in him that he's going to do it than he's not going to do it. Because if he does fail in that system, Carson Wentz's career is done. You understand? Like Carson Wentz may not realize this, but he's one step away from being a professional backup in this league. So he has to kind of make this work here Because if it doesn't work here, he's no longer a starter until somebody else gets injured somewhere and he comes in. He comes in with a hot dog in his mouth trying to mash it off. It's like, oh shit, it's my turn.
You're crazy as hell, man. I like you.
Thank you.
I tell you who does get looked over is shit. Any other time I could have told you, Jackson from Baltimore. Yes, the dude is badass, hands down. I mean, I think he could use a little bit more on his throwing game, but my God, nobody can catch him. Hell, he can run the whole. He can run the whole field.
Well, KJ and I have both said this already. And KJ is saying it right now in the comments. He's not set up for success, and that's probably the thing that's probably going to hurt him right now the most. And we've talked about some of these these dynamic running quarterbacks, Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson. Sometimes they get so. Oh, Cam Newton, as well too.
Yeah.
You get so enamored by the skill that they do have, you don't cover up their weaknesses. But for quarterbacks that can pass, you make sure every single deficiency that they have is covered up for. You got linemen, you got wide receivers, you got tight ends, you got slot receivers. Like, you give them so many weapons that it don't matter. They can literally throw the ball blindfolded and it can hit a skill position guy that they have on the other side of the field. When it comes to Cam Newton, the Lamar Jacksons, and the Michael Vicks of the world, right? They don't have that extra.
Yeah.
They never get that guy. They never get that security blanket. They don't get 2 wide receivers, 2 Hall of Fame wide receivers, and a Hall of Fame tight end like Matt Ryan does his whole career to succeed. You know, they don't get that opportunity. But then they get judged so much more harshly than those guys that get everything. I'm talking about they get the kit, they get the caboodle, they get everything. They get the rooter, the tutor, the wet, and the mouth.
And they do. I guess they don't realize. I don't think they really realize how good. All right, when Randall Cunningham was in the league, that dude had the strongest fucking arm I've ever seen in my life. I mean, he could throw it 70, 80 yards downfield with no problem. And then the dude, when he went with the Vikings in 98, like he did, he actually had receivers that he could throw to. And I ain't saying now he had Chris Carter, I know, with the Eagles when he first started out. But like how you're saying though, they went all the way. They should have beat the Falcons, but they didn't. But I think Jackson would have. I think Baltimore would have probably. I may be stretching it by saying this. May had to beat Kansas City, or were they playing Buffalo? I'm sorry, they played Buffalo. So, but Buffalo surprised me. They really did with. I believe it's Allen. This is their quarterback.
Oh, Buffalo. See, Buffalo got it right. Buffalo was like, you know what? We have this ridiculous athlete as a quarterback.
Yeah.
Let's give him weapons.
KJ said focus on the show.
Like, but honestly, when don't your see? That's just like they get enamored by their athleticism that they forget. The number one thing you need to do for your quarterback, I don't care what he does. I don't care if he's a run-first quarterback. I don't care if he's a pass-first quarterback. The number one thing you need to do for your quarterback after you give him protection is give him weapons. Who the hell can play with no weapons? I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Like, but this is a product. Like, but we say this about football, but even across other sports, we know this. We know this in baseball. We know this in basketball. We know this everywhere. One star on the team is not good enough. Like give them somebody else to shoot to. We over here watching the Milwaukee and Boston and Brooklyn series. Right? We was just talking about that before you came on the air. Giannis Antetokounmpo was just talking about leaving last year. Why? No weapons. And you called him the Greek freak at night, right? Like, so, and he had like Kobe threatened to leave LA in his heyday. No weapons. Come on now. When they talk about LeBron James every single time that he goes to a new team, what does he get? a shiny new toolbox full of weapons.
Yep.
So even the
He gets
greatest,
loaded down.
every time when they talk about Michael Jordan, the people on the other side of the Jordan debate, what is the first thing they are quick to bring up every single time? Oh, look at all the weapons he had. He had Pippen. He had Kukoc. He had Rodman. He had Harper. He had this. He had that. He had Phil Jackson. He had a cigar. He had a gambling problem. He took. You understand? Thank you.
Oh man.
So I don't understand that when you get these dynamic quarterbacks that have dynamic athleticism and they can put up 50, 60 yards with their feet, 80 yards with their feet every single game, and when they get into open space they can't be caught. You realize the reason why they're running, they're not really running because they have legs. They're running because they're running for their life because you haven't protected them. You haven't given them weapons. You haven't given them the necessary tools it takes to succeed in this league. You just want them to be dynamic and flush and then wear them the fuck out. Sell some tickets and do whatever you want, and then after that we go. Everybody else is trying to win, and you just trying to sell tickets.
Yeah. I mean, that's all it is about. They don't care about the W. They just care about the asses in the seats. And, hey, you bring that up, and I just think of this. I love Peyton Manning, but you made a perfect point right there. What they first do when Peyton got there, he never got touched. I mean, yeah, his rookie year was shit, but still, yeah. Peyton never got touched, and look at the receivers he had. And not only that, but having Edgerrin James, when he started out with Falk, and then he got Edgerrin James. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you give Jackson somebody within that range, I mean, they got a pretty good run back. But if you give him the receivers and I'm not saying that he's got that bad of receivers, he's got fire, but not great. But if you'd give him let's say maybe Mahomes, and Mahomes is an awesome quarterback. I think dude's freaking unreal. But it'd be a whole lot different story because the past 2 years, I've honestly, when Baltimore didn't make it the first year, I swear I thought Baltimore would be in the Super Bowl the very next. I really did. And to be honest with you, it seemed like it was, mostly, and I may be wrong, probably am, but I thought it was basically Jackson carrying the team on his back, basically, to get him there.
Literally. Listen, and he needs to be careful of that, because the last Jackson to carry a team like that on his back broke his fucking hip. Shout out to Bo Jackson. He just popped up in the comments.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
It's like somebody said, in the comments, they don't adjust to the skill set of their quarterback, and it's ridiculous because let's I know people don't like playing this game, but let's play this game. If you put Lamar Jackson on Kansas City with already the cheaters that they have, I'm sorry, this is gonna look like an episode of The Flash, like when he meets all of his alter egos.
Look at the camera.
Like we're talking about God of Speed. I'm talking about all of them. Reverse Flash. Like it don't matter. Lou Garrett. Like Joe Garrett. Whatever his name was. Like all of them. Like that's what that team would look like, and you wouldn't stop them. If Lamar Jackson's in Kansas City, he wins the Super Bowl because they do what's necessary to get their teams the weapons to win. If Patrick, your end zone is my Holmes, is in Baltimore. His nickname is not your end zone, it's my Holmes.
Yeah.
You understand?
Exactly, yeah.
Like the narrative looks a little bit different. So, and that's like, and Baltimore's also one of those teams that you expect them to do better. You expect them to have the kind of organization, the kind of culture that they do the necessary move. Because I never hear anything bad about the Baltimore organizations. I'm talking about from men, from women, from children. Like everybody that has dealt with them always glows about their organization and the kind of progressiveness that they are with when it comes to scouting, hiring, and just personnel. But with Lamar Jackson, like this might as well be basketball because they dropping the ball every time they have it in their hand. I got my sound person back there. I got my intern working the soundboard today.
Take that, take that, take that.
But why did Walnut sound like that?
I had to change over a couple of them.
No.
That's what KJ said too. It's because you was used to it, but unless you know, you don't know. All right, so let's continue. Let's continue. I'm gonna switch topics on you guys, right? Because
Baby!
we've been talking. We've been sitting here talking about Brooklyn and Minnesota, right? I mean Brooklyn and Milwaukee, and I have to get out like probably the number one thing that upsets me about this Brooklyn Milwaukee game, cause it's not the defense that was played. The defense was good. Milwaukee made a great change. They took Giannis Antetokounmpo off of Kevin Durant, and they put PJ Tucker on him. And PJ Tucker took on the goon role. I'm not upset about that. These guys are actually friends. These guys are very competitive. And I'm pretty sure PJ Tucker said some shit to him that I would probably say to one of my friends if we were playing basketball in a playoff environment. And I think PJ Tucker said, I'll slap the shit out of you. So then that's when I think Kevin Durant turned around and was like, really? Then do it, bitch. And then, you know, next thing you know, they're being separated and the whole hold me back scenario. The whole hold me back scenario is taken up. And Lewis actually, one of my friends brought up a good point. If this was the regular season, you may have actually seen some shoving and pushing. But because this is a playoff environment, there was nothing more than words exchanged because nobody wants to get suspended. Nobody's trying to miss a game. Nobody's trying to be the reason why they're not there and their team loses, especially if you're Kevin Durant. Because you know that they're just there to antagonize you. But you know who was the biggest antagonist to me? That motherfucking Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown. I love Bruce Brown. Let me start here. I love what Bruce Brown does. Great energy. Right? He sacrifices himself on those pick and rolls. Like he really does. Like for Kevin Durant on guys like PJ Tucker, mind you. He really lays out on those pick and rolls. He's aggressive enough to go to the rim. He takes his shot. The moment is never too big for him. And that was his problem yesterday. Is that the moment wasn't too big for him, but it was. Because he wasn't making the shots down the road that was needed to book that team up. 3 out of the last 4 possessions, Bruce Brown took shots that I am looking at them like, why aren't you putting the ball in Kevin Durant's hands? Because I don't care how many non-calls Kevin Durant got before then. You let him get that ball with 90 seconds to go, and it's a 1-point game. I guarantee you he's going to force the issue. He's going to get to the foul line. Or he's going to make an 8-foot runner in the goddamn lane. Twice. Bruce fucking Brown. I'm going to start calling you Bruce Doodle Brown. You shitted up the place.
Ooh.
He did.
Wait a minute. I just got an idea.
You know that pink screen, right? Has all of the drops in there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just letting you know. Oh, haha, I see what you're doing there, kiddo. So, if I'm Brooklyn, I'm not upset about this game. This is a game that you were down by 19 points. It was a 3-point game all the way until the end. If it wasn't for Bruce Brown, like really trying to play hero ball at the end of the game, you probably win this. This game ends 83-86. You were down by 19. And there's 2 things I'm going to say here. I don't think I'm going to ever see Brooklyn score less than 90 points again in this playoffs. And do we think that they're good? And I don't actually, let me say the 2 sentences perfectly. In this whole entire playoffs, I don't think Brooklyn is going to be held to under 90 points again. And during this series, I doubt they'll ever start off the game 0-7. This is a 5-game series. I'm just happy Milwaukee made this a game. Because those first 2 games were snoozers. Complete snoozers. They were blowouts. This game, I couldn't...
Oh, yeah, 125-86, 115-07. I mean, shit.
Yeah, blowouts. Like 49-point game when that second game was. At 1 point in time. I think they won by like 43 by the time that ended. So, Right, those are snooze fests. This game right here, I was happy to see because I'm at the bar. I paid my tab and I couldn't leave the bar for a whole quarter and a half because I refused to miss any of this on the drive home. So we just sat there, reopened up the tab, got a couple more beers, and just chilled for the night until the game was over. And I'm sorry, KJ. What time did I get off? I got off like around 4:30. I probably got home like around like 5-ish, whatever. By the time I got out the shower, because I was gonna run back on the road to go do a couple more deliveries. By the time I got out the shower and shit, it was probably like around like 6:15, and then that's when I realized that the birthday celebration was actually for today. I thought it was for Saturday. I didn't even know it was for today. I thought it was Saturday. But Saturday we're having a beach birthday celebration up in Hollywood. You're invited. Come through. There goes your invite. Alrighty. So, I gotta do something, Munchkin. Can you pop up my Samsung Notes, please? Because, you know what? You have some stories to tell. So, there you go. Samsung Notes. Now, can you go back?
Back? Like weekly?
Mm-hmm.
Back in?
Hit back again. And then go where it says Blue Chew Read.
Blue Chew Read?
Yeah, Blue Chew Read. Because we have a sponsor, and we have to make sure the sponsors get their credit. Because anytime we talk about anytime we talking about some big performances of the night,
oh, this is your little song.
then we have to talk about our sponsors, Blue Chew, because Blue Chew is responsible for big performances at night. And folks, in case you don't know, Blue Chew is that little blue pill that gives you back the throw. Just open up a packet and head to the sack. In just a few chews before you do. With the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, this is one opportunity that you just can't miss. She's going to love how you come through like a champ when you Blue Chew in advance. And if you use the promo code YFUT, right? That sounds like that's a personal message. I feel like it's a personal shot at me, right? So that's Y as in Yankee, F as in Fox, U as in uniform, T as in Tango. YFUT. That's gonna get you $20 off your first order. Now come closer to the mic, or come close to your speaker, I should say. It's a secret between me and you, the MyT Sports listeners. That's basically you getting your first order for free. Yes, just use the promo code YFUT. It sounds exactly how it sounds. YFUT. Right? And that'll get you $20 off your first order. Blue Chew. Just chew it and do it. And when you that promo code, you gotta pay for shipping and handling. Listen, tell them the MyT Sports send you, and that's how and you get that work done. Now, Munchkin. This is gonna be a weird. This is gonna be the weirdest promo ever. That's why I'm glad that you don't that you're so naive, right? Exactly. You had some stories to tell us.
Mm-hmm.
What story did you want to tell? 'Cause we got some Munchkin time. It's summer. Summer's here. School is out. School's out for the summer.
So first, you remember your Chick-fil-A song?
I don't remember my Chick-fil-A song.
Okay, so let's talk about the BJ thing.
Mm-hmm. All I know is that every time I go to Chick-fil-A, there's always a delay. I never really get it my way. It's always more like an extended stay. I go to Chick-fil-A, and when I get my food, it's like I'm there all day. Chick-fil-A. Honolulu, Brooklyn Zoo. These are light bars for you. Y'all just wait for my Halloween costume. I don't even guys even realize that. For 2 years now, or for 2 seasons on the podcast, I've been giving you guys a hint to one of my future Halloween costumes.
You're gonna be a chicken for Halloween.
Guys, I'm gonna tell you why she's calling me a chicken for Halloween. It's because when I wear my dreads up the way that I wear it, I call it my black rooster style.
That's not why.
Oh, is that why?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought that was why. Cause this is my black rooster style. So I'm thinking you thinking rooster, chicken, you know.
No, I thought chicken because you were talking about Chick-fil-A, and then you said a hint. Chick-fil-A, chicken.
Oh no, I would never do something as basic as dress up as a Chick-fil-A, like chicken for Halloween. Come on now. What have I ever done anything that basic for Halloween?
That time when you got the basketball.
The time when I got the basketball. See, that's because you don't understand what I did there. I went I dressed as Dave Chappelle's rendition of Prince. And that's why I had a basketball and a stack of pancakes and a purple blouse. So we're gonna have I see next. We're gonna have to start finding some after we finish all our anime series, right? You'll probably be about 12 or 13 years old by then, and we can start watching some Dave Chappelle. Yeah.
It's boring.
Dave Chappelle isn't boring. You just don't get it yet. That's why we have to wait till you're 13 to watch it, because then you'll be able to understand at least 40% of the references.
Anybody can be beat.
Exactly.
They can't stop a nosebleed.
You just going through all of them? Is that what you're doing?
I'm just seeing how these ones sound. Okay, so let's talk about the BJs.
We're gonna talk about BJs.
MyT.
Talk about BJs.
Okay, you can start in our land, or I can start in your land.
You started because this is your story. I don't know the story at all. I don't remember.
You don't?
I have that 40-year-old memory. Remember? I don't remember any. I don't remember any of it.
Remember.
I have that. Oh, I have. No, like you said, I have that old man memory. I don't remember any of this. Are you done yet?
One more. So now we're gonna talk about the BJ's thing.
Which I don't remember a lot about the BJ story. All I remember is that you telling me that we were at BJ's. Were we in the checkout line? Were we in the checkout line or were we at the door?
We were at the checkout line.
And that lady had already paid, like that person already had paid for their stuff, didn't they? And they were sitting there. It's having the longest conversation ever with the cashier. And
Somebody
the cashier
wants to call in again.
Let them call in.
It's too late now.
Who was it? El Gato? Oh,
No, it was this one. It was Skinner.
Well, he's already there.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh. Listen.
I accidentally hit that. Sorry.
No problem. Listen, everybody. I'm not going as a chicken for Halloween. I would never do something that. Listen, for everybody that knows what I do for Halloween, I will never do something as basic as go dressed as a chicken. My most basic costume I've ever done is either mute him.
Stop snacking.
Can't help it when it's nerds, man.
Oh, it's nerds. Gotcha. So I just muted you for a second. I'll bring you back in about like 15 seconds. I would never do something that basic. The most basic costume I've ever done was either the Black Hugh Hefner or Ed from Good Burger. Now you can unmute him again.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he's done pouring by now. Like those are my most basic costumes. Is Ed from Good Burger. Like and when I say that was basic is because I literally just like all I had to do was buy buy like a cooking hat.
El Gato wants to come in.
Oh, definitely bring El Gato up in here.
Who even is that?
The cat. El Gato me pantalones.
I don't know who that is.
Can I take your order, please?
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? Oh, listen.
He's a dick. I'm a dick. She's a dick. Ross a dick. She's a dick. We're a dick. What's up, man?
What's going on, El
You know
Gato? Welcome to the podcast.
Man, at least you're not talking about Matt Barnes for 30 minutes.
Matt Barnes.
I'm enjoying this one.
Matt Barnes? I never talked about Matt Barnes.
Oh, some Matt.
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan.
But you know what's funny? We did talk about Matt Ryan earlier today. I briefly brought him into the topic.
God.
I did though. But I didn't bring him in directly.
Oh, man.
I brought him in indirectly when I was talking about Lamar Jackson and Cam Newton and all of them. He was the guy. There goes El Gato. Every time I talk to you, you're putting bodies in a moving van. What is going on here?
I told you, I'm not like Noriega, bro.
Yo, he
Anyways,
works.
keep going.
This is what you guys know. El Gato works for sanitation with air quotes. Like every time.
Sorry, bro.
Every time.
I'm gonna hop up anyways in a bit, but yeah, I just, I heard the Good Burger thing. I had to call in with that. Sorry.
I'm not talking about Matty Ice. I'm not. See, KJ. I'm not talking about Matty Ice. I'm not gonna talk about Matty Ice. Instead, what we're gonna do is that we're gonna go around the basketball league, right? And we're gonna talk about some ice cold performances that we saw.
I want to ask you something, bro.
Go ahead.
So, your favorite team is the Knicks.
Yes, it is.
You're saying your backup is the Nets?
As it currently stands, yes. Because I'm from Brooklyn. Like I had to adopt them the moment they formed the team in Brooklyn. I was forced with a hard life decision.
Right.
Either stay with my girlfriend or become a Brooklyn Nets fan as my second team. As you can see, I'm single and I became single and I adopted the Brooklyn Nets as a second team.
All right. I got you.
Okay.
I don't know if I do that with the Clippers, but I got you.
Thank you for joining the podcast, Skinner. We'll be on again Monday afternoon at 12:07.
Is this the real Skinner, man? I loved you back in WWF days, bro.
Wait, Skinner that's from Simpsons.
Remember Skinner?
I don't remember Skinner from WWF.
From the Everglades, Florida.
Who the heck is calling me?
He would spit tobacco.
All right, so let's go ahead and take a phone call.
Just real quick now, I'm going to hop off. What do you think about that Mayweather fight? Or not even a fight. What do you think about that Mayweather exhibition? Or embarrassing?
I definitely am.
I'm so sorry, I just got lunch break and my mind's everywhere. Have a great podcast. I'm going to tune in.
Call it from Podme if you want to talk to me. We can have a whole full-blown conversation there. Like it was nothing. Do that. Oh, I forgot it was Friday. I'm jealous. I wish I could stuff your face. But yeah, enjoy your lunch.
Whoa. You got the Bluetooth ready? You got that Bluetooth?
Hey, promo code YFUT.
Exactly. I don't know what that means, but okay.
That's the promo code for the Bluetooth. So if you ever want to order yourself, if you want to ever get yourself some Bluetooth, you put in that promo code, and you'll get $20 off your first order, which is basically you getting your first order for free. You just have to pay shipping and handling.
Gotcha.
Thank you again.
Okay, bye.
So that's all. See, I got my intern in here today. It's summer vacation, and I'm taking on interns. As you guys know,
Cool.
My niece, she's my intern for this for the summer.
That's awesome.
So
she like Fred from Howard Stern with the sound effects.
Oh, listen, yeah, she was working the sound effects. She's been working the soundboard. She's getting used to it.
All right, MyT Sports. I actually wanted to ask you just real quick. What do you think about that Logan Paul Mayweather horrendous display for a boxing match?
Well, let me start off by correcting you. This wasn't a boxing match. Based off what Floyd... Mute him for a second.
Yeah, let me mute myself.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
It wasn't a boxing match. Floyd Mayweather himself said this was legalized bank robbery. He said this was always called an exhibition match, and as you know, another thing that even though knockouts were allowed, nothing was gonna count. So I looked at this and
You ended the live video.
Over there? Oh, it stopped itself. What I saw was first thing. Okay, let's start off here. The first thing that I saw was every other Mayweather fight that I've ever seen my whole entire life. For the last 10 years of his career. Or for the second half of his career. This was every Mayweather fight. Mayweather fighting a guy that can't hit him. Mayweather fighting a guy that, once again, this was promoted well because Mayweather learned the art of promotion early. So,
Look,
how do
young Mayweather, I loved. This older Mayweather, or whatever you want to call him, I don't like him.
But you know what,
I
though?
don't like him.
But let me ask you this, right? Because sometimes we don't give boxers so much, like, we don't give them the benefit of the doubt. Vince Carter, basketball player, what is he known for? Dunking. But at some point in time, you can't keep dunking. That age, like, your knees go, you get older, your speed goes. What you have to deal with is your IQ now. LeBron James, Jordan, you have to work with your IQ. Jordan, actually, you know what? Yes, let's use.
What?
Actually, let's use Jordan more. Jordan went from.
But that was MyT Sports. I'm just gonna say this. That was an embarrassment to boxing. I'm sorry, man. Mayweather versus Logan Paul. First of all, okay, that just says it all. Second of all, like Mayweather didn't do much, man.
Well, Mayweather
horrible.
Mayweather never does much.
Yeah, he did. He almost KO'd Conor McGregor. I thought.
But okay, wait.
And they stopped it. Yeah.
But El Gato.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm gonna wait for you to for stop living your mile a quarter life at a time. Your life.
Yeah, but I'm not even opening anything. You know? It's just this truck is real noisy. Go ahead.
Floyd Mayweather knocked out Logan Paul in that fight. I don't think you caught it. He knocked him out and held him up so that the fight can go on. Yes.
What round? Because I fell asleep. I fell asleep.
No, like,
bro.
see, this is sometimes, like, I don't like talking well about Floyd Mayweather, right? Because of how he is, right?
Are you joking?
I'm not joking. I am not joking. Floyd Mayweather, right? After I want to say, like, what round was, like, fourth or fifth, or like somewhere between, like, the third and fifth, because they had an inside scrummage, and he caught him with an overhand right. Logan Paul started stumbling. It wasn't a stumble. Like it looked like he was holding on to. No, Mayweather held him up. Like,
why did he do that?
Because it's an 8-round exhibition, and they're trying to get paid. They're trying to put their money's worth. Because you know what? You know what happens next? You know who you want to see next? You want to see Floyd Mayweather fight the other. You want to see Floyd Mayweather fight the other brother next. You want to see Logan Paul fight another?
Oh yeah, I want to see that.
You want to see Logan Paul
because you know what? Because Jake Paul's gonna go after Mayweather's head, bro.
And he'll miss 80, and he'll miss 92% of the times as well. This is just who Floyd Mayweather is.
I don't like the other brother, but the other brother has actual KO power though.
Listen,
I mean, look what he did to Nate Robinson, man. That was
Floyd. Okay, stop. Floyd Mayweather has fought people with real KO power. That are professional boxers, and they still couldn't touch him. Like, listen, like, don't get it. Like, see, but what you just said is exactly why though. It's because they want to be able to put on another show. They want to keep this cash cow going. Floyd Mayweather.
So I don't. I'm not even gonna watch it if it's exhibition. If it's not from keeps.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather made between. I'm gonna give you.
Didn't.
He made about $75 million. He made 30 million.
Didn't.
Okay, so let me give you this.
Nobody bought that fight. Nobody bought that.
How many pay-per-view sales did that fight get? Somebody pull that up. Actually, you know what? Let's see if I can.
0.
No,
they all got illegally streamed.
You're bugging. You don't get it. I guarantee you at least 1 million people bought that fight.
Shoot.
Mayweather, Logan Paul, let's see. PPV numbers. Let's see if I can get those numbers. Oh, look at that. They cleared 1 million. There goes my bot. See? And I was going to give you the bottom line as I speak. So, and that's all I needed to know. And I'll give you the rest. And I'll give you the rest. Oh, numbers are in. Let's see. The numbers are in. Wow.
100.
Wow. Yo.
No, that's lies, dude. I don't believe it.
Yo.
I don't believe it.
Okay, Elgato. So, cause you missed the podcast earlier this week. So let me tell you what what I was telling everybody earlier this week. Before this fight started, Floyd Mayweather made $30 million. That was $10 million for the fight, and he picked up $20 million in advertisement money before the fight started. So what I was telling everybody that
advertiser. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
based off the paper,
I see that.
So based off the pay-per-view numbers,
How many people were in the crowd, man? Come on.
Wait,
Would you buy a ticket for this, Mighty?
Stop.
Come on, bro.
That don't matter. Yes, I would. Would I buy? Listen, if I had the ends and the means to, yes, I would. I am a sports fanatic. I would spend my money recklessly on sports shit. And this, yes, is one of those things I would do. But let me give give you some of the numbers, right? Or what I was saying on earlier this week. That was $30 million before the fight started. If they sold 1 million fights on pay-per-view, that would mean that Floyd Mayweather would come away with this fight making $55 million on the low end.
Those are fake numbers, bro.
On the low end. No, listen to me. No. I hadn't dealt with the numbers yet. I'm just giving you how it is. And that's because Floyd Mayweather is getting half of the pay-per-view sales. So if they sell 1 million at $50 a pop, that's 25 million added onto his 30 mil. That's 55 mil. If they sold 2 mil, that goes up to that 55 mil goes up to 80 mil. I just saw the numbers. I just saw the numbers.
Go outside.
I just saw the numbers.
And ask 100 people, hey, did you guys order that Mayweather fight? I bet you everybody says no. 100 people, they all say no. It's fake, man. They're manipulating the numbers. Come on, nobody bought that.
Okay, the numbers are in, and that sold $4.5 million pay-per-view numbers. 4.5 million pay-per-view numbers. That means Floyd Mayweather just made. What is that?
That's how many people illegally streamed it.
Let's see. 50, 50, 50, 50, right? So, wait, what? That's 50. Okay, so he makes. So we're going to break that in half. He makes 2 50s and 125. He made $125 million off of pay-per-view numbers alone. And he had $30 million already coming into that fight. Floyd Mayweather made $150 million off of this fight. Now, let me bring you over to the biggest point here that you're talking about, that you're missing here, Elgato. It's not about how they made boxing look. Is if other boxing personnel can realize what these guys did here. They came out of nowhere. They sold themselves. They used their following to get a pay-per-view match against a guy that people had to struggle to get a match against. Even if it's exhibition. They've now getting 2 fights now already.
Okay.
That has sold.
Why don't you break the bank and why don't you go up against Canelo?
Why? He's retired.
Why?
He's retired already. And he already beat him once. Right? And he already beat him once.
I want to see it. 10 million pay-per-view buys, because I'll buy that shit. And I'll buy Canelo whooping his ass.
But if they do it, though, it won't count against Mayweather's record. It's going to be an exhibition match.
Canelo?
Yes. Mayweather is retired. Mayweather is not fighting again to have anything go on his record.
All right. Come out of retirement, fight Canelo. Give him a rematch.
No, because you know what? It'll do just as much numbers if he sells it as an exhibition fight. Believe it or not, it will sell just as much numbers if they sold it as an exhibition fight.
You mean to tell me that the UFC that is stacked this weekend, which only does like 1 million if they're lucky pay-per-view buys, could compete with an exhibition match from Logan Paul and Mayweather?
No, because how many YouTube followers did Logan Paul bring in here? Think about his following. See, that's the thing about it. People need, like, these events, these exhibition matches. We saw this during the Tyson fight. And then we saw, and then we see the numbers again during Mayweather.
Oh yeah, what was the numbers for the Tyson fight?
I don't have those numbers available, but we're gonna keep seeing this. We're gonna see Oscar De La Hoya do a fight. We're gonna see Mike Tyson do another. We're gonna see Mike Tyson do another fight. We're gonna see Floyd Mayweather come out and do another fight. You realize Floyd Mayweather has come out and do 2 fights already since he's retired and made well over $250,000. I'm sorry, $250 million.
That's right, man. I'm gonna go after Evander Holyfield, man. I want that rematch, son.
Who's
and
that?
this time I'm gonna bite him right in the fucking nose, man. That's right.
So there's paydays here, and if other fighters are paying attention, the things that they need to realize is that Mayweather years ago, decades ago, showed everybody you don't need a promoter, promote yourself. Cut out that middleman, get in your checks, and start promoting yourself, because you're paying somebody to be your hype man, and you can be your own hype man. And then the Paul brothers came in here and was like, hey, we're our own hype man. We got a hype following. Let's put on bullshit. You know what they said? They said fuck going through the amateur ranks. They said fuck going through the Olympics.
I used to have a hype man. His name was Don King, man. But I hate that guy. You know what I'm saying? I kicked him out the limo, man.
While you say that about Don King, there's one thing I have said. Hold on, I'm gonna mute you. Wait, who is muted? Right, there's one thing I've been saying about Don King. The sport of boxing misses a Don King. They miss having a promoter. The one thing that UFC does have over boxing, they have one voice, one promoter, one guy standing in front of the column, calling all the shots, making decisions. You understand? When they had Don King representing some of the biggest boxers out there, and Don King was the most flamboyant person in the room, he sold fights.
Yeah.
I had to mute you for a second, Elgato. Like all those bodies you were moving in and out of the truck, like it was getting there. Welcome to the podcast, Jackie. The phone lines are open with your sports questions right now.
Your mentors grow so much.
We're talking.
You're like a forest.
I know. Right now we're talking about that boxing exhibition, that boxing.
That wasn't on the list.
It wasn't on the list. I told you about this though. Sometimes things like this happen. I don't know how.
Anyways, I gotta go, but
okay.
I'm very, very shocked with the buys, with the buy rate.
The who?
I'm in shock. The pay-per-view buys. I'm in shock.
$4.5 million. That means they made $225 million off of that fight. Total. Between the four of them. Between the two of them. That's 200 plus mil.
If I ever meet somebody that paid for that pay-per-view, I'm just gonna slap them.
Hey, you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Hey, I'm about to call out one of the Paul brothers to a fight. Like I want an easy meal. Fuck that.
Look what KJ
Well,
said.
don't fight Jake Paul. Look what happened to Nate Robinson.
That's the one. I'm going after him first.
No.
Listen,
Do it.
Nate Robinson is a former Nick. I'm going after him first. I gotta get some revenge.
Yeah. Yeah, but look what he did to Ben Askren. Don't do it.
I don't care. I don't care if he did that to Ben Affleck when he was playing Batman. Like, I'm going after him.
All right, man. Good luck, man. All right.
I just want that money, y'all. I want that fat check. I could take a fat lip for a fat check.
I gotta go drop the bodies off like KJ said.
Oh, yeah,
all right,
yeah.
later, guys.
All right, B. Always a pleasure of you calling into the podcast. I do appreciate the love and support.
Bye.
Can you pass my book, kiddo? Elgato always bringing the controversy in the building. Listen, that's how we said, Elgato by Pantalones. You will get scratched up when he comes into the room.
Was that him doing an impression or another person?
That was him doing the impressions, kiddo. Yep, that was him. He was doing the Mike Tyson impression. He was trying to say that Mike Tyson, that he's going to fight Evander Holyfield, and what he's going to do, he's going to end up biting his ear off. You know what I'm saying? Like, last time I bought his ear off, so this time I'm going to come in and bite his nose off. You know what I'm saying? Can you smell what the Rock is cooking? That kind of, that's what he was doing. like I would tell you, I would tell you a Mike Tyson joke, but it's terrible. It's completely terrible. Like, I saw a stream. Like, you guys have to follow me on Facebook, right? On MyT Talent, MyTTALLON.
MyT Talent, go follow him on Facebook.
Right, and also MyT Sports, right? That's on the other stuff. But on my MyT Talent one, like there was a little thing. Maybe I'll share it on my sports page. And they were like, "Yo, the singer you was talking about earlier."
Bruno Mars.
Yeah, like I know something about Bruno Mars, but it's 100% gold or something like that. So like you had to like talk about the person and then like kind of like play do like a play on words or something that they've done. And I chose Mike Tyson. Like I got a joke about Mike Tyson, but it's terrible. You know what I mean? But like I have a joke about Justin Timberlake, but I don't want you to cry a river. You know, like
Cry me a river.
Exactly. Like I have a joke about Michael Jackson, but it's bad.
I'm bad. You know.
Now you get what I'm talking about. See, so with stuff like it was a little thread like that. It picked up steam. It was kind of funny. So
go back down to the one message.
There's no one message. See, sometimes it just does that. Now, as we go back around the league, right? As we go around the league, how much time we got? We got time. We go around the league. We got the Clippers taking on the Jazz. We got the Nuggets taking on the Phoenix Suns. And we talked about Brooklyn and Milwaukee earlier. There's also... Damn, I feel like I'm missing a team. What the fuck am I missing?
You hear that music over there? Rah, rah, rah.
What music? I don't hear no music.
It's coming from over there, the neighbors.
Really? You can hear You can hear the neighbors' music? Mm-hmm. But yo... I'm shocked at those numbers. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like... I'm a little... Oh, I know what the last game is. That's the reason why it's not registered on my list. I'm actually kind of shocked at those pay-per-view numbers. Like, I expected probably like 2 mil, 2.5 mil, 4.5 mil though. Like, even I'm shocked. Like I said, I thought Mayweather wasn't going to break 100 mil. Like, he was gonna be somewhere around like the 75, 80, 90 mil. But damn, Gina. They made damn near 120 mil just from the pay-per-view numbers. Like, Floyd Mayweather was going to come away with 150 mil off of nothing. What are you doing? Like that is crazy to me. Like, I did not expect 4.5 mil. I did not expect 4.5 mil.
You still fell off your bracelet?
No, I was able to tie it off, and I've been able to keep it since then.
No, but the thing.
Oh, that bag, yeah. That bag is all the beads that's ever fallen off of any of my bracelets that I've ever kept.
Why do you keep that?
I don't know. But I've always held on to them. And then since I've held on to them, I might as well just keep them in the bag and keep my good energy around. It's all about energy. Well, go on, sugar. Let me see y'all join the podcast. Welcome to the podcast. Phone lines are open. Okay, so let's continue around the league. We have the Clippers versus the Jazz. And the Clippers versus the Jazz has been a very interesting season. Alright, series. The Utah Jazz are currently up 2-0. And while the second game ended 117-111, Donovan Mitchell going up, doing his thing. The LA Clippers look once again showing that they have a problem against skilled big men. I just didn't think that I'll be calling Rudy Gobert a skilled big man. But apparently, when you win as many defensive players of the awards that he has, I guess skilled big man can be attached to your name.
You hear the music now?
I don't hear any music. I think you're tripping. Well, go on, sugar. Let me see you in the room. Call up if you want. Said you wanted to talk. Listen, we can have a full-blown conversation right here. Like, it's okay. Like, we can let everybody in.
Oh,
we can let... Yeah. We can have everybody listening to what we got to say. I don't care.
Hey, there's nothing.
Please, KJ's talk. Donovan Mitchell, if you hear this, please leave Utah. Let me come on and elaborate. You're on. Elaborate. Whenever you're ready.
And I'm not gonna be a homer. I'm not gonna be like Donovan Mitchell. Come to the Knicks.
But,
Even though,
that's what we
if
say,
that
though.
was the case, I will roll out the red carpet and wipe that motherfucker down all the way so Donovan Mitchell can walk on up to the guard.
He means orange.
However,
he means orange and blue carpet, by the way, by red.
Orange and blue carpet, because it's orange and blue skies. However, why he needs to leave? Look at what that man is doing out there in the playoffs. Not just this year, but even last year. And this is a man who has to struggle to make the All-Star team.
Yeah, you're right. Listen, we talked about
if he wasn't a bigger market. And obviously, I don't want this to happen. But let's say he was in LA on either one of them teams, or up in the Golden City,
even in Miami, honestly,
or in Miami, Chicago, or God willing, New York,
Boston.
Boston.
Proceed.
It wouldn't
even Washington, ironically.
He would be a starter. It wouldn't even be a question. He'd be a starter. Because the way he produces in the postseason, there's no way that budding superstar should be struggling to make an All-Star team. And should be 15th in the MVP voting. No way. No way in hell. No way in hell. Those numbers right there, I'm like, oh, I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. If I'm him, I'm like, oh, yeah, I got to go. I got to get out of here. I can't be doing this type of work and people are just now noticing who the hell I am. No, son.
And if you want further proof,
but you don't, but he don't have to explain it to me because like the real basketball fans, like the people on the MyT Sports Podcast, we know all about Donovan Mitchell. Why do you think we try to tell Donovan Mitchell to come to New York?
Because not only will we talk about him every day, everybody would talk about him every day.
Everybody.
But if
Donovan Mitchell was doing what he was doing in these playoffs in New York, man,
the biggest proof of what New York can do for you. You said Donovan Mitchell finished where in MVP voting?
15th.
He finished 15th.
Number 1 seed, high score on the team, All-Star game, doing what he did doing what he's doing in the postseason right now, and last year, 15th in the MVP voting.
So let me tell you what New York does for a motherfucker's career. New York Knicks backup point guard was 9th in MVP voting. Because New York Knicks backup point guard was the people's champ. Because he got the fan vote for MVP, which gave him one automatic MVP first place vote for an automatic 10 points. That put him right behind Julius Randle, who was 8th. So imagine if Donovan Mitchell had brought the New York Knicks to the 4th seed in the East. Imagine if Donovan Mitchell had helped the New York Knicks improve their record by 20 points. Like 20 wins. That's what I'm saying. Donovan Mitchell is up there in top 5 and not top 3 for MVP candidate. You understand? When we talk about when they end up talking about, best top 5 players under 25, you know who name's going to end up coming up now? Donovan Mitchell. Is he under 25?
But he's under 25. But did you saw that list that I sent? Where was he on that list?
I saw that list that you. Wait, I'm double checking. Yeah, Donovan Mitchell's on. It will be on that list. And I think I have. Okay, so.
But the problem is, it's like people forget, and I'm like, yo, man.
So.
Exactly. That's what I feel like doing to people who
sent me that list.
How lethal Donovan Mitchell should be.
And when you sent me that list, I was like, I know I have a problem with this list, but I hope you're sending me this list because you have a problem with this list. Like, I hope this was like, hey, we're going to talk about this. Like, I just hope you have a problem with his list because you know what? I don't agree with Perk at all. I don't agree with Perk for a lot of those damn picks. I would honestly say
that's Draymond's. That's Draymond's.
Sorry, Draymond. I'm sorry. Like I'll just keep picking people that are talking hotly in the playoffs. Him and Perk right now. Him and Perk are dropping sound bites every 3 days.
Hot takes every day, son. Takes every day.
You know what happened? Perks learned from Stephen A. Smith from always going on with them, but then he highly covets the All the Smoke podcast and what those guys do. And now he's combining both of them, I believe. Kendrick Perkins is trying to be a Stephen A. Smith while representing the All of the Smoke culture. You Just to give you an idea of what he's been doing lately. Because ever since his interview with All the Smoke, he's been a little bit more braggadocious, and he gave me a little bit more insight for me to see into him a little bit, or to see through him a little bit. Rudy Gobert gets Defensive Player of the Year. Rudy Gobert reminds everybody in Game 1 why he's Defensive Player of the Year when he blocks a 3-point jump shot by one of the Morris twins that would have been a game-tying shot. Here's another game again where his rim protection was crucial, but what was crucial was arachnophobia. You better fear the spider. Donovan Mitchell, 15 for 29, 37 points, 6 for 12 from the free throw line, 1 for 2 from the 3-point range, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Balling, absolutely balling.
New message.
And they had the nerve to want to sit him down for a game. I'm telling you, every time I see, listen, there's a couple of people that remind me of Dwayne Wade, Donovan Mitchell, and Anthony Edwards. And
You see D Wade in him?
huh?
You see D Wade in him?
In Donovan Mitchell? I mean, in Edwards,
No.
yes. In Edwards, yes. Yes.
I gotta watch him again.
Yes.
I gotta watch him again then. But Donovan Mitchell is literally as if Dwayne Wade had a son out there. From day one when I watched him play, I'm like, why Dwayne Wade got a Utah jersey on?
That is true.
Literally.
Like.
But this is the only, and D Wade is literally the only reason why Donovan Mitchell will not leave Utah. If Donovan Mitchell does not leave Utah, he's the only reason. Because the fact that they were able to get him as a part owner of the team, to where him and Donovan can have talks every day during the game, go talking to him. That's the only thing that'll keep Donovan from leaving. Only thing. Big up on Utah on that, because that was their only play.
Hey,
move like that.
Big up.
Shot.
One more for the people.
Big up.
Like, no, yeah, them keeping Donovan Mitchell are doing everything to appease their star is crucial. But the Clippers are
Something the Green Bay Packers are not doing.
Not
but
at all.
That's another story for another day.
So we're gonna see again. Again, we're in the playoffs, and we know how these series go back and forth. I'm not gonna discount the Clippers. I refuse to at this point in time. Not this year. Like last year, we were bigging them, we were hyping them. This year, we just won't count them out. I'm not over on them. I'm not under on them. I'm just level, and I'm not counting them out any series. I don't care if they're playing Utah, the best team in the West. I get it. It's still the Clippers. And I look at Utah sometimes how I look at the Knicks, in a sense where you really have to prove that what you did in the regular season equates to off-season success. Now, I know that they've already gotten past the first round where they're more highly talented. They have the Defensive Player of the Year. They got a guy in Donovan Mitchell that is better than anybody on the New York Knicks team. You understand? Like Donovan Mitchell might as well be Derrick Rose in his prime, the way he plays sometimes. So, when you make the first seed, yeah, they got past the first round you're supposed to. Let's see how things continue to play out, because the Clippers are on a mission. Paul George is no longer looking like Paul Boy George, and a little bit more like Playoff P. And what it should mean. Like, he's no looking like a chameleon out there, just blending in. He's actually going for his. That was a Boy George reference, by the way, for you guys.
Oh, don't worry.
Listen,
Don't worry. It was free. It was free bars. It was free bars.
Like, people don't understand sometimes what happens here. Like, that's just really bad. Like, this is what happens when hip hop rules your life. Like, you talk like this in every aspect, like, especially when you're entertaining.
But shit just be going over people's head.
Like, I feel like I'm doing like a sports podcast version of Wildin' Out sometimes. You know what? I'm gonna Cannon. There's two people I need to hit up for real during the off season. Nick Cannon and Rock Sports. And I'm gonna try Drink Champs.
Do you hear that music now?
No.
It has to be really quiet.
I'm gonna hit up all of them to see if they need a sports franchise, and then we gonna work on that. And then let me see how my people at the Brooklyn Cafe feel.
You're just going deaf, Uncle Junior.
What's that?
I said you're just going deaf.
I'm going deaf. I can't hear because I'm all the way. Maybe you can hear because you're closer. You're way closer than I am. Now, what I'm also closely watching is this Denver and Phoenix matchup, right? Phoenix is going up 2-0. Now, this matchup has been surprisingly easy. But so was Brooklyn and Milwaukee until Game 3. So was
Denver got it tonight. That's a fact. Denver has it tonight.
So,
you can't play like that. Your coach come out and basically call you soft, weak, and quit, and all of that. If Denver has backbone, they win tonight. If Denver lose tonight, it's a sweep. 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 Because you, like I said, your coach cannot say what he said after that game the other day, and you come out and lay an egg. It cannot happen. Not even just lay an egg. You can't lose at all. I don't even care if it's a 1-point loss. You can't lose at all. If anything, what Denver needs to do, they need to blow that ass out. They need to blow that ass out. Blow them out. That's what needs to happen. Because the way the coach talked about that, you said, you're like, whoa, kid. It's like, coach, you know I'm still your player, right? That's the type of stuff. That's the type of stuff. Like, your parents say something like that about you. Like, hey, man, you still love me, right? I'm still your son. Son, I say, yo, yeah. But yeah, they can't get beat down like that. The way they've been getting beat down and then come home and lose. I'm not, like I said, I'm not even talking about a 1-point, 2-point loss, lose at the buzzer type shit. You can't lose, period. By any means, you gotta win.
If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
For real. So, the Clippers are playing as if they have arachnophobia. Phoenix is just beating Denver with balanced play. DeAndre Ayton, he had another game shooting 60%, 6 for 10, but just his presence, you understand? Like, his sets defense. More picks than anybody in the playoffs, and it's not by a close margin. Just like it's these little things that people don't see, right? He sets more picks than anybody in this playoffs, and he's solid because he took steroids.
Right.
I'm not gonna let you guys forget about that.
Right now, he's the most important player in this series now, just because they're up 2-0. He's the most important player.
Well, yo, somebody scared me yesterday
because right now he's making Jokic can't bully him.
No,
he can't bully him like he does everybody else. Normally, everybody else that he plays against, they quit. Nah, DeAndre's out. Not only is DeAndre out here, like, yeah, I'm right here too. Like, you're not just gonna bully me. DeAndre's going down the other end and dropping you, giving 20 and 10. He's the most important player in the series.
Efficiently.
Devin Booker, obviously the best player. Chris Paul, he's running the show, MVP candidate. All
the most experienced,
but
you know what I mean, and the floor general.
But in this series, especially because Phoenix is up 2-0, Ayton is the most important player in the series.
Yeah, in this series, without
Jokic, more important than Jokic.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right, because without DeAndre Ayton, then the Joker basically gets to run wild. There goes a play on words again for you guys.
Boom. Right? You got to catch it quick. You got to catch it quick.
Meanwhile,
in that Atlanta Philadelphia series, I can't catch a vibe on either team. Because you got one stretch where one team looks so dominant, then another stretch the other team looks so dominant, then another stretch the other team looks dominant, then the other team looks it's like, yo, they take turns being dominant, B.
That series is tied 1-1. That's the only series that I didn't put to talk about on the docket today, and that's because I have full blown developed a hatred for Atlanta now. Like Atlanta Hawks, Atlanta Falcons, like it don't matter. Like listen, the Atlanta Dream better not get on my the Atlanta Dream better be lucky they're so socially involved. Else I'll be coming for them next. Like I don't even like the Atlanta Braves. Never did.
Yeah, no.
See?
My man's pitches for the Braves, and I still don't fuck with them.
I remember I hit the Atlanta Braves from back in the days. Like that shit don't fly. So I Trey Young has added to this. And I don't even really want to talk about that series. But we have about 15 minutes left in the podcast. Let's get into the topic of the day. You hit me with a list. Let's get into it. It was Draymond Green's top 5 under 25. I ain't gonna lie, KJ. I ain't gonna lie. When you first sent this to me, I was like, yo, KJ always falls for these ESPN topics, yo. like
ESPN, for one, it was Bleacher Report. I was scrolling through my Instagram and it came up, so I sent it. I didn't say if I agree with it, disagree with it, or anything. You don't know shit. So don't be putting I fall for these ESPN topics.
And I'm gonna tell you why I call this ESPN topic, because these are the things that ESPN talks about. Like, come on, they're on 5 days a week. They're on a whole lot. This is the topic that I say, like, if we were on 5 days a week, we would probably have to throw this topic in here at least definitely once a week. Not this one, but topics like this, because they have so much content and so much that they have to draw. But I did still enjoy it eventually. I looked at it like, here goes one of those topics again that ESPN throws out when they have a slow day. And I know it was Bleacher Report, but this is those kind of topics like ESPN, like, hey, what do we have in the news cycle today? Let's do top 5 under 25. All right, let's do Michael Jordan and LeBron James talk. You know what I mean? Like, see, exactly.
Yeah, the top 5 under 25 is interesting, only because we invest in the young players in the NBA. That's the only reason I brought that. But right now, there are a couple things that I actually changed the channel immediately today when they come up on sports. Talks about Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. It's nauseating to hear that shit at this point. And 2, any talk of LeBron comparing to Jordan, any of that. I see that, especially the LeBron Jordan thing. I see that. I change the channel, turn off my TV, put something else on, whatever the fuck. Get out, go do a workout. Or hopefully it's time for me to go back into work or something, because I'm over that. I'm over it. I don't want to hear it.
So let's start to get into it a little. Top 5 under 25. Now, I forgot what the original list looked like. As you guys know, I have my intern again on the 1s and 2s working for me. So, top 5 under 25. Do you want to go first, or since you brought this title, do you remember who the original 5 were?
The original 5 said Luka, Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, Zion, and your favorite point guard, Trey Young.
And I only agree with one of them.
Your favorite.
Just to let you guys know, I only agreed with one person on that list. And I'm gonna give you a disclaimer. I'm gonna give you one disclaimer and one disclaimer only, and I'm gonna say this early enough so that hopefully you can forget by the time we get further on, either into this podcast, this list, or down the road. Trey Young really only didn't make it because of my hatred for him. So let's continue. Right? Yeah, I disagree with that. There was only one person on that list, and I was like, yeah, I can fully see it. But let's see it. But once I saw it, though, I was like, you know what? Let me take a full dive into this, right? Because I know what because this list, and the reason, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why I started off the way I started off.
I saw this list, and there's 2 players that are missing immediately.
This list comes out almost every other day, right? Like every other month, every year it comes. Like they do some version of this, and it comes out several times during the year, right? Where some entity drops there or talks about their top 25, whether it's ESPN or maybe one show on ESPN, the others leave it alone, and then they'll bring it up a little bit. You know what I mean? Like a couple months later, you know. So this is always one of those topics. So the first thing I thought about, my first thought was aggravation, cause like I don't even know all the players that are under 25. Now I gotta go fucking do research. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do my research, and I'm gonna look at this list from Draymond Green. And I'm gonna look at this list that everybody is liking and fawning over. And I am gonna German Scheiser all over it. You could drop a poop emoji for that one.
Okay.
You understand? I'm gonna shit all over it. Because I don't like the list. And I don't like half the players on the list. And I wanna look at this a little bit differently.
There we go.
Do you wanna go first? So, because you had...
No, you go first.
We had Luka.
You go first.
We had Luka, Jason Tatum, Zion Williamson, Trae Young, and somebody else.
Devin Booker.
Alrighty. Devin Booker. And I like the light skin Poppy. You know what I mean? The leader of the light skin. Like he is leading the light skin movement right now. Like he is definitely it. It's just so bad that like looked like there was some inbreeding going on, and then they had Trae Young. Like.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm mad.
So my top 5. Luka, the Don, is definitely number 1.
Yeah.
Okay? Like
nah, man.
I didn't put my list really in any order, but I had to make sure that you know that Luka, the Don, is number 1.
You know, man.
Luka. Yes.
All right, like that was it.
Still a side word.
And then I'm looking at the rest of the list. So, I'm gonna tell you this. I gave them Devin Booker, but I didn't add Devin Booker until like I got to like 4. Just to let you know.
I wish Chill Will was here for this.
I didn't add. So I lied about that list. I kept Luke and I kept Devin Booker, and I didn't add Devin Booker until we got to number 4. And I'm telling you, it's only because we've seen Devin Booker for like 6 years now.
We gonna see.
If we have seen Devin Booker for 1 or 2 years versus some of these other guys that I've seen for 1 or 2 years, I don't know if I'm putting Devin Booker here. By his second year in the league, there are other players that his first or second year in the league. There's other players I'm going to put above Devin Booker in his first or second year in the league. But Devin Booker is now 6 years in. Devin Booker has dropped 71 points in a game. So I put him in here at number 4. You gonna get my feed cut, Munchkin.
Copyright.
She don't even understand, but I'm gonna let her have fun with it. Number 2 on my list was the point guard's only begotten son, Ja Morant.
Yes.
Number 2.
Yes.
Because one of the things that I looked at, who the fuck has infected winning for their team from the moment they have been there to now? And that's the reason why Devin Booker dropped to me. Because Devin Booker got those 71 points. And Devin Booker has done a lot. And if it wasn't for the fact that Devin Booker has been doing this for 5-6 years, right? That's why he made it there. But I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you my honorable mention. And if I had to judge Devin Booker based off how long he was in the league versus everybody else I'm talking about, Devin Booker doesn't make my list. And that's the weird quirk on it. Is that if I had to judge Devin Booker in his first 2-3 years, first year or 2 in the league, versus where these other guys are at that point in their career in their league, Devin Booker doesn't cut that cake. I'm sorry. It ain't his birthday.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm mad.
Number 3, LaMelo Ball. You understand? So remember what I said earlier, right? I told you somebody didn't make my list only because of my hatred. If you see how my list has been going, you understand a little bit more now.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm
of
mad.
what these guys have done immediately to the culture of their team, to the winning of their team. Number 4, I told you is LaMelo Ball, and this is the first time my pattern breaks. I'm sorry, Devin Booker. This is the first time my pattern breaks. I love Devin Booker. I love Devin Booker. I get he plays in the West. I get he plays in a division with the LA Lakers, the LA Clippers, the Sacramento Kings, and the Golden State Warriors. I get that.
We gon' see.
That don't stop me for shit. I'm sorry. Stephen Curry also played in that division and eventually shined. You understand? Like your iron sharpens iron. I'm not trying to catch aspersions on Devin Booker. I love me some Devin Booker, but we're talking about something different right now. But I'm gonna put him in number 4. But I have 3 individuals, really 2, that I have a hard time putting him ahead of. If he had been in the league as long as they had been in the league.
They are who we thought they were. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
I like that.
But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
Thank you, Munchkin. Now,
Great job.
the first one is your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Spider-Man.
Yes.
Spider-Man.
Now, he's one guy I would have put over Devin Booker based off what he has done to this point of his career to what Devin Booker was doing similarly at that point of his career. Now, now Donovan Mitchell is officially my number 5. Now, I told you I'm putting Devin Booker in there out of respect. That's the reason why he gets there. If I wasn't respecting Devin Booker, my top 5 would be Luka, John Morant, LaMelo Ball, Spider-Man, and then Anthony
Jamal Murray.
Edwards.
Yo, that shit was crazy, you know what I mean?
I should hang up on you right now for that.
It's okay.
I should hang up on you right now because you make no sense then. How do you talk about winning, what you've meant to the team and playoffs and stuff like that, and then you put the rookie who I get it. He had highlights, he had moments. He started playing better towards the end of the year.
My other guy was gonna be.
This makes no sense now.
My other guy was gonna be Tyler Halliburton because, to be honest with you,
Now this makes no sense.
I already told you who the number 5 guy was. I just refuse to ever say it again. See, I warned everybody. By the time I got here, everybody, you was gonna forget.
What?
Exactly.
Sorry, B.
So right now is Anthony Edwards, who's my number 5. But because I couldn't put him in there like that, and because of my hatred, I had to put Devin Booker in there for number 4 and get arachnophobia in there at number 5. My honorable mention is Anthony Edwards and Tyler Halliburton. Let's let you know.
Anyway, let me get my list real quick before I go in.
Let me also mention 2 other guys. There's 2 guys I had to look up and find out their age, and they're 26 years old. And I just had to give them their due. Julius Randle and the Joker. They're both 26. I didn't know how old they were, so I had to look them up because I wanted to put them in my list.
Because he's a piece of poo.
I could not put Julius Randle because he just had 1 year of success. 1 year. So that's invalid because that basically falls into the Devin Booker category.
But I was being a homer for that one. But I was really looking for the Joker, and then the homer brought me to Julius, and I was like, I can't do either one.
But yeah, anyway.
All right, go ahead, KJ.
So anyway, my list: Luka, Ja, Jason Tatum, LaMelo Ball, and Donovan Mitchell. Actually, switched Donovan Mitchell and LaMelo Ball. That's my 5. I'm sorry, I cannot use that last game tonight.
And is there a certain amount not to exceed? It's okay.
I had a hard time putting Jason Tatum in there. I really did. I saw that.
He fits the criteria. He fits the criteria.
He doesn't fit the criteria alone. He's riddled with. He has a team. He doesn't fit the. He doesn't fit the criteria. I can't like. I love Jason Tatum what he does. I don't see Jason Tatum as the carrying the team guy yet. I don't see it.
Well, he just had this season to do it.
Because he's a piece of poo.
Jaylen Brown wasn't out all season.
But you saw what he did against Brooklyn.
1 game and 50 points. Okay. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. Even a garbage can gets a steak. Even Trae Young could put on makeup and look pretty for a couple hours.
Because he's a piece of poo.
Top 5 under 25. Jason Tatum, absolutely.
Because he's a piece of poo.
And what was your name again?
So give me that 5 again.
So this car has been dispatched. It will take on time within 4 hours or so.
Give me that. Give me your 5 again, because right after you give me that 5 again, we're about to cut off this. We're about to end the show. KJ.
He got cut off.
All right, look at we've already lost KJ. All right, so you heard KJ's top 5. You heard my top 5: Luka, John Moran, LaMelo Ball, Devin Booker, and Arachnophobia. Honorable mentions: Anthony Edwards and Tyler Halliburton. I'm gonna keep keeping eyes on probably those 2 guys, probably more than anything. Also, something to keep your eye on, folks. Honorable mention: Carmelo Anthony is one of the finalists for the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Social Justice Award this year. And with that, folks, I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Don't forget to use the promo code YFUT. Hope you guys continue to catch a wave that never subsides. Please like, share, and comment, and do whatever you gotta do to like and share for the podcast. Send it to all your people, somewhere to listen. And remember, it's always a good time. Remember, you can catch us anywhere with a podcast. Where you listen to your podcast at. Easiest way: tell your smart speaker, play the latest episode of the MyT Sports Podcast, or that you would like to watch the latest episode of the MyT Sports Podcast. More importantly, before you hop off here, make sure you continue to catch a wave that never subsides. Munch can play my outro, so I can stop rambling.
Which one is it?
It's in the other one.
Oh, okay.
It's in the main one, not the pink one. It's in that main one.
What?
The main one that has the MyT on it.
This one? Which one?
No, sorry, not that one. Another one. The music pad. Okay. There we go. Play the outro.
Outro.
There you go.
Sorry, B.
I'll explain it to you in a second, later on.
Honest.
So, on the left-hand side is
all the bandwidth in the world couldn't keep me contained. No lag, no lag. Gonna share my talents with Podbean Live. Always knew I'd take the pod there. Just a lot later than a lot of listeners
on Podbean. That's perfect.
Last of the real gabbers. Well, maybe not the last.
Okay. Luka, Josh, Spider, Tatum,
got good mic skills.
Talk to them?
No.
New, improved MyT Podcaster.
And the Instagram feed.
Potty down now.
I'll take it.
Last call for drinks. Bars closing.
What did he say? He said Luka?
Sun's out.
Josh, Spider, Tata.
Heard the casino got a buffet breakfast. Don't want to go far.
Why are you talking about buffet breakfast?
Wild
This
night.
thing's so sad.
What?
Tired, B.
What are you even talking
Tired.
about?
MyT
Sports.
Ow!
Oh, sorry. I'm a maniac.